I hope I can come up with a good title for this video because I really want as many people as possible to see it. I think it's one of the most important videos that I have made all month. And it's due to the fact that I noticed a pattern within the press. And I don't think that this pattern is coincidental. I think there might be a PR campaign behind it, might be some social scientists behind it, because this pattern has repeated time and time again. And once I will tell you the pattern, you'll also realize, oh, yeah, that's right, I probably read about it. And this is a pattern that usually happens over the course of 2 months. And it's when the population needs to hear some really bad news. Something that you know it's bad for you, and you're going to have to accept it. Now, it's got 4 steps. And first I will tell you the pattern, and then I will show you actual examples from the mainstream media. The first step is when they will say, the thing that is bad is not really happening. So you're going to get a headline, and then you're going to see that it's a conspiracy theory, that only crazy people are saying it. It's a very small vocal minority of people. And, you know, they should be censored. They're just completely insane. Like, this is not happening. The second step usually comes after 4 or 5 weeks. And you're going to see headlines that say, well, okay, it is happening, but it's not really a big deal. So these headlines, they will say that, yeah, you know, like what the other side is saying, yeah, it is happening, but it's either in small measure or it's not as bad as initially thought. You shouldn't worry about it. People who worry about it are just alarmists. I mean, yeah, it's going to happen, but it's going to go away soon. The third article, and this usually comes quite fast after the second one, probably a week or so, is, you know, that bad thing that wasn't happening, but then it's happening? It's actually a good thing. It's actually a great thing that is happening. Here is why. Here are the 10 reasons why that bad thing that is happening is actually really good, and you should be happy about it. Now, finally, the fourth step is optional, but it happens as well most of the time. And the fourth step is that the people who are freaking out about it are the real problem. So, the reason things are bad is because people are against the thing that is happening. Are you a little bit confused? Do you realize that this is a thing, or do you think I'm talking about crap? Alright, you know, let's look at an actual real-life example. And take into account that this isn't from just one publication. I'm pretty sure, like, you guys know at least several publications that posted the exact same similar headlines. But back in March this year, you would have headlines saying, inflation isn't happening, and it likely won't. Here are 7 charts showing this. So you would have the experts coming up, and they would say that anyone that talks about inflation is probably a knee-jerk reactionary, probably a right-winger, a Republican. You should ignore these people. There's some crazy people that are saying inflation is going to happen, when in reality the experts are saying it's not going to. Then the Wall Street Journal posts this later on in October, and now you have a lot of other articles, a lot of other publications posting the exact same similar thing, and they say, look, there is some inflation, but it's not that bad. So it just might be a part of the solution. I mean, there is a little bit of inflation, but you shouldn't worry about it. I mean, it's not going to visibly affect your wallet. Now, in November, you're going to have the MSNBC, and again, like, this is just one example, but there's so many publications that are posting the exact same thing with the same headlines. The inflation is actually a good thing. So, from it's not happening, experts are saying, here's 7 reasons why. You then move to, yes, it is happening, but it's not really that bad. You shouldn't worry about it. Now it's a good thing. Now you should be excited that there is inflation. It's great. It's good for the economy. And finally, the nail in the coffin. The real problem isn't inflation. The real problem is the people that don't like the way things are going. In fact, Americans should learn to live more like Europeans. Supply shortages are constraining the US consumer, endless appetite for buying whatever they want, whatever they want. It's the American person that's evil. He's capitalistic. He's greedy. He doesn't care about the environment. He's an awful, awful person, and it's a good thing that this is happening to you and your countrymen. You should celebrate it. Because finally, because of this chaos that was created by the politician, it's actually a good thing because you get to buy less. And it's the only way to stop you from hurting the planet and hurting everyone. So, do you think this is the only example? Do you want to pick another topic? Okay, I got another topic for you. Step 1, deny that it's happening. Last year, a lot of statues in the United States were being toppled. And the reason was, well, yes, those people might have achieved great things, but they were racist. And you had people coming out and saying they're not interested in taking down statues of racists. What they are interested, if we look at human history, is to replicate the Chinese Cultural Revolution. They want to take down the symbols of Americanism. They're going to go after the founding fathers, and after that, they're going to go after American concepts, what we conceive to be American society. To which the experts, the fact checkers, the debunkers, they posted articles saying, no. See, this isn't going to happen. It's complicated. Look, historians are saying why Trump is wrong. Like that. This is not going to happen. Step 2, yeah, it's happening, but it's not a big deal, right? So you get the New York Times saying, yes, even George Washington, all of these statues should go down. You know, we're not taking them down, but they should. So it's not happening, but it should happen. Step 3, yes, it is happening. Yes, we want to do this, and this is why it's a good thing. Taking down statues isn't enough. We need to radically rethink how we celebrate power. So the third step is, yes, it is happening, and it's a great thing that it is happening. In fact, we need to accelerate it. We need more. And finally, step 4, the nail in the coffin, the people who are complaining about it are the problem. The statue defenders are the real enemies of free speech. And again, like you get to notice this tactic. I don't know if it has a name, but I recently noticed by looking at a couple of old articles, it's the same in Europe with many issues. Like the recent one must be the vaccine mandates. Like initially, and this isn't like whether you agree with them or not. I'm just saying it's happening, right? Like most people didn't like the idea that the government can constrain you. So they were saying it's like, look, you're going to have mandates eventually. Articles are pointing out, no, it's not going to happen. It's a conspiracy theory. You know, people who say this, they should be banned from social media because they're just sparking fear. It's misinformation. Step 2, it's like, okay, it's happening in France and maybe it's happening in some other countries, but it's not a big deal. Right? It's not like people used to think. Step 3, yes, it is happening, and in fact, it should happen everywhere, like in Austria. That should be the benchmark. And step 4 is the people who are complaining about it that are the problem. And again, it's not about the mandates or anything. Like, stop focusing on the examples and look at the bigger picture. It's the tactic that I want to talk about. And I'm just giving you examples so you know the tactic, so you can recognize it in the future. This is why a lot of people are saying, what is the difference between a conspiracy theory and reality? And it's 3 or 4 months. It's because they keep using this tactic. Like, first they deny that it's happening, and they say it's just a fringe group of people. It's just like group of crazies that need to be shut up. Then they're saying, okay, it's happening a little bit. Then they're saying it's happening actually, and it's a good thing. And finally, is the people who are initially complaining, they're the problem, and they've been the problem all along, so we need to cancel them, we need to get them. Hopefully I'll find an interesting title for this video, and if you found it interesting, please share it around. And do let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and I'll see you all there.